Hey guys, happy day, happy day, happy day. Driving down to the store to get some dog food because I forgot to pick it up yesterday. I forgot that I only had one cat left and they ate that yesterday. So here I am. And I didn't do shit today. I actually just laid around the house and played guitar and did a little cleaning, a little bit of laundry, nothing intense. My back, yeah, feels better than it did yesterday. Yesterday it had a ton of inflammation from doing that work that I did. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Nothing's really changed. It's been 4 days now, something like that. The pain, like the inflammation shifts around a little bit, but like the epicenter of the pain is still there. It's like right there at that bone. It is a bone pain. I can definitely feel that part. So, you know, I recognize it. When I broke my rib, it was a similar pain. It creates kind of like a tooth. Like there's these sharp pains whenever you make contact with the bone, and then there's this dull radiating pain that's there all the time. So I've been trying to deal with that as best I could. Dumbass me. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I guess I was just feeling lonely or something. But I asked a chick out, and I think she said yes, but then she disappeared. So like, I've been on this emotional roller coaster all day, and suffice it to say, I probably have a few things that I could probably advise other people on when it comes to relationships, because holy fuck.
I'm talking about love, motherfucker!
I think I've been put through the ringer just as much as anybody else, but you know, when you get older, you really start to learn some shit, you know, like dating now is so much different than dating was in my 20s. Like it's weird. Like my whole fucking worldview, my values are completely fucking different now. I don't even look for the same things in women that I looked for in my 20s. As people change, especially over that course of time. You know, I have a completely different worldview than I did 10 years ago. You learn how much abuse you can take, like emotionally. Because I guess at this point in the game for me, it's almost like a cycle that I go through like periodically, and the other thing I'd compare it to is it's like a drug. Because when that cycle peaks and like I actually want to go talk to a girl and ask her out if she wants to hang out or whatever, at that time I'm feeling great. But it's like pretty short-lived, because, you know, either one of two things will happen for my introverted ass. I will either just crush on the girl forever and not say a word and never ask her out or anything like that, or I'll usually do it right away and get shot down or make a really awkward situation. So either way, it's like a high, and then there's a crash afterwards. And you know, you go through that depression. There's a gnarly ass depression that follows. It's because we're not really dictated by our rational thoughts. Like a lot of times, emotion is literally in the driver's seat. I mean, a lot of women know. A lot of women know this, that whether or not they have sex with men, they know that if a man has a soft spot for them, if they're a good-looking woman or they have an attractive personality, they can get men to do pretty much whatever they want. Okay, within certain limitations, obviously, but without even being with them, just by talking to them a certain way or looking at them a certain way. Stuff like that. It's very easy to manipulate the emotions of men because we're just fucking testosterone-filled raging monsters, I guess. There's usually a double standard. You know, we'll say one thing and do another. Well, that's because, you know, our emotional self and our rational self don't really communicate with each other too well. And so you may want certain things rationally, but you'll get them based on what emotions you have. Being married for me was pretty much hell. 6 years of hell. And when that shit ended, it's like I didn't even realize how fucking miserable I was until I was free from that relationship. And I really, really don't want to go there again. And so I'm like seriously reluctant to like even entertain the notion. And as soon as I see the signs, I'm like, nope, out of here. But you know, that makes me the fucking desperado, basically. It's just gonna get weird, you know, as you get older and you don't find somebody. Eventually you just give the fuck up. Eventually you just reach a point in your age when you're just like done. You know that you're not going to be able to get what you want, and you're not going to settle for what you can get. Well, here's some insight that I gathered from all this shit. I'm going to edit most of this fucking bullshit out of here, but one thing I want to include is this insight that I had like an epiphany, basically. And all my life, like, I've been interested in paranormal topics, spiritual topics, and I've studied many spiritual books and topics, and listened to many teachers over the years and read their books. And one thing that I was thinking about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That was a topic of discussion as of recent. And as I was listening to this discussion, I was thinking about how it applied in my own life. And basically, I have been focusing on the top part of the pyramid, which is self-actualization. And somewhere in the middle, I skipped the emotional stuff, relationships, friends, social situations. And above that, satisfaction. So basically, I went from basic survival, which is, you know, the bottom two on the triangle, and then once I got those, I just kind of focused on self-actualization only. And here's the issue: is that I never really could get into it. I never really could understand it. And here's why: because I never went through all the stages. I never got all of my needs taken care of. So while I have been interested in these spiritual studies and topics, I've been in survival mode this whole time. I've just been surviving. And until I have satisfaction in my social life and my career, which are basically the next two levels on Maslow's hierarchy of needs in my life, you know, because I'm getting by. I got food, water, shelter, all that good shit. But I don't have any friends, really. Not that many. Very few. I don't have a relationship with anybody, you know. And I find myself definitely longing for one. So that's definitely, obviously, something I should look into taking care of. Or at least understanding and coming to terms with it, which I definitely haven't done either. I right now, I'm not at terms with being alone forever. That just doesn't sound like a good time to me. But, you know, I get that there's a possibility that, you know, I could have some kind of realization and change my perspective on the whole thing and recontextualize it, and then maybe not care about being alone for the rest of my life. But I'm not there right now. I'm not there. I still feel young, even though my back really fucking hurts and I probably broke my ass. I still feel relatively young. I don't want to give up yet, you know. But I realized I need to fulfill these other needs before I can really make any serious progress in the spiritual world. I mean, it's good that I have a head start, that I am knowledgeable on these topics, but I can't really apply them to my life because I'm in survival mode. You know, I'm not taking the time to meditate every day because I'm working, trying to make money. I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to find a girlfriend. All these material things, but they're part of those Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And until I satisfy those, I'm never really going to go anywhere with my spiritual journey. It's like just reading the books and never actually doing any homework. That's basically what it's been for me. I've read all the books, but I haven't had any direct experience spiritually. That's all I can say about that. So I'm back home. It's time to feed the dogs. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I'm talking about love, motherfucker!